How you doing? Hope you're doing all right. Welcome to Dorset. Yeah, you guessed it, I'm on Chesil Beach, but lucky for you, it's not just me. I've got a very special guest. His name is Chris Ponsford, and he's a great angler, a great guy, and we'll get him on camera. So between us, hopefully, we can put together a nice session, catch a few fish. As you already know, my name's Wayne. Welcome to Chesil Beach, and hopefully we get you a few fish. I'm gonna get set up, I'm gonna get the rods in the water, and I'll be back very, very soon. Enjoy the music. I hope you're having a better day than me. Obviously, it's not a bad day because I've ended up on Chesil Beach, but it's been an absolute nightmare. Poor Chris left home at 4 o'clock this morning to meet me at mine, to be down here nice and early. Unfortunately for me, my bait didn't turn up in the post from my mate. It's not his fault. We've been rallying around all day to try and get bait. We managed to sort some from Chesil Bait and Tackle and West Bay Angling Centre, so thanks Mike, thanks Tom, and thanks David Morkai for sorting it out and collecting it for us. But yesterday I thought I'd treat myself to some new tyres and a service on my car. I also got it cleaned. What I didn't realise is when they cleaned the car, they jet washed the inside of my alloys, which took my balancing weights off. So when I drove my car down the 303 this morning, it was driving like I only had 3 wheels. It was like that, and I couldn't drive it, so I had to turn round and go all the way home and get them rebalanced. So it's been an absolute nightmare day, but at the end of the day, it's not a bad day. Lots of other people have probably had really bad days, but for filming and fishing, it's been a nightmare. So unfortunately, it's almost 4 o'clock, so I'm only going to get an hour in. We've got ourselves a hotel, which wasn't planned, which means I now work in the weekend. And we're going to get out and finish this session tomorrow morning. So I'm not sure how it's going to go this evening, but we'll roll the camera. I'll get Chris Ponsford in. He's a top guy. You would have seen him all over the internet. He's been on Sky, whatever. He's done the full shebang, and he's great fun. We'll get him fishing, and hopefully between myself and Chris, we may catch you a few fish. Thanks again for watching my video. Yet again, it's on Chesil. It's winter. It was snowing this morning. What a beautiful place to be. See you in a bit. So I walked over to Chris. I'm sure you've seen Chris before, but I'll introduce you to Mr. Ponsford. How are you today?
Well, I'm really well. I'm always happy, Wayne, when I come down to Chesil. It doesn't really matter whether I catch or not, to be absolutely honest. We're here just before sunset. It's absolutely fabulous. It's a chilly northerly wind, but it's not too strong. We're quite sheltered with our little houses here. And I've just cast in. I've got lug on both rods, but one with a bit of squid on it, one with just a single hook, hoping to see if I get a few bites, you know, a few whiting and things. And a bigger bait there with the big squid and big lug on there, 2 hooks, hoping really for a cod on that one. And so far it's remarkably quiet, but that's no bad thing. It can only get better, can't it?
Well, as we've stated before, we haven't had a great day.
We've had a bit of a day, but I've got to tell you, the breakfast in Morrison's when we eventually got there was really good.
Yeah.
And now I don't think I'd be happier anywhere else, to be honest.
I know, we're very fortunate and we're very lucky. And what a beautiful place to spend an evening. I'll just take you out to sea. This morning, I know Chris encountered a little bit of snow, and when I was up sorting all my kit out, it was snowing in the back garden. So winter is definitely here.
Well, this week I'm really excited because on Monday I caught about 40 pound of roach because I live in the Midlands. So I had a fantastic day, beautiful pristine roach. Today I'm trying to catch a cod, and then on Saturday I'm going grayling fishing in the middle of Wales on the fly. So I'm going for all type of species, all types of discipline in 1 week job. So I think that's pretty good.
Real good. Well, I hope it works out. Well, I'm going to leave Chris in peace. I'm sure he's going to bait up, get some fresh baits out. I will do the same, and hopefully we come back when we've got a little bit more action.
Yeah.
But what more, I'll leave you with the sun. How beautiful. How you doing? Welcome back. I know I've shown you before, and I'll show you again. So all I'm doing is gently wrapping a fresh black. These are beautiful fresh blacks. I'm just wrapping it up now. As I said before, don't wrap it too tight to the bait needle, you won't be able to get it off. And then what I'm going to do is just gently put it onto my standard pulley pennel. The aim today was to do some live bait fishing, but walking along the beach this evening, there's been no fish at all. Well, we thought we were going to end up with a whiting fest, but it seems the whiting haven't turned up yet, but I'm sure they will at night. So for now, I'm going to stick to pulleys with straight fresh blacks. As I've stated, or as I've shown you before, 2.0 Aberdeen, 3.0 circle with my Tronics Pro tubing. That holds it in place for a bit of resistance. As I stressed, when a fish takes it from the top, if there's no resistance, the hook will just float up, and you've probably all seen it before. You wind in, you've got a hook up here, your bottom one's down there, and that's due to not having any resistance. So even though I'm using a circle hook, I do need that resistance, so when the fish takes, bang, straight in the scissors. Beautiful. 2, a 90-pound hook length, same as before. I know I've shown you this. Okay, 200-pound swivel to a 120-pound rig body to a bead. Okay, this is a pulley system. I'm sure you've seen it before. Okay, that's your pulley. There's your rig body, 120 to a splashdown and a 6-ounce gripper. I know I've shown you before. Some of you might not have seen it, but I like to just refresh it, run over it, and I know, because I've been told, it helps a lot of you out. I'm going to get this in the water. Thanks for watching my videos. I hope you're getting something from it. Let's try and get you a fish. See you in a bit. As I said, I've had a crap day, so I'm not really expecting much, but tomorrow I'm going to come back with a clear head, smash it out of the park hopefully. We're actually doing a magazine feature as well for the hook point, so you can catch that. And I got that on camera. David, walk this way. I've actually just watched David Morkai cast a full pendulum and his reel fall off.
That's amazing.
Not really, because I caught it on camera.
Ah!
Did it snap?
No, I just hadn't screwed it on.
Well, that was fantastic. It sounded terrible.
It's an alright cast.
You've done all right there, mate. So well done.
That's how to do it.
That's some proper entertainment there.
That's what you need to do.
Well done. Anyway, as I was saying, it's not going great, but that's cheered me up. I'm going to get back to fishing. I'm going to stop moaning. We got that on camera. Thanks, David, for the laugh. And I'll be back soon. What I'm going to do is spin you around to this beautiful sunset. Suddenly, everything feels a lot better. Alright, it's just gone mental. I was just about to put a live bait rig out. Getting a fish every cast, as expected. Only whiting, but they're nice size ones. Yeah, whiting. Got one there as well. Whiting everywhere. So I'm going to put a live bait rig out. The trouble is, that's like a thumping whiting. I need like a 30-pound cod to take that, but I'm willing to risk it. In it to win it. Anyway, it's filming at night. It's not very great. If I get any fish, I'll come back to you. Morning, welcome back to Chesil Beach. I'm fishing a very top secret location today. I've walked miles, I'm hanging out my ass. Okay. So I'm fishing somewhere called Pensioners Point. I've got the old man with me, Chris Ponsford again. So I'm trying to prove today that you don't have to walk miles. It's all a big myth. And I'm fishing there. Let's walk you back to the shelter. So yeah, obviously a lot of people ring me up and message me and say, oh, I'd love to come to Chesil, but I don't want to walk miles. So here I am today fishing at Uppbeat. We call it Pensioners Point. It's directly in front of the car park. We've got the beach to ourselves. One thing I will say, when it's really busy, it can be a nightmare, all right? And you're not always going to get on this point. It's a Friday morning, we've got the beach to ourselves. Going to try and prove that you haven't got to walk miles on Chesil. The conditions are absolutely perfect. The wind's changed direction. Yesterday was snowing and minus. Today's like 14 degrees, a little bit rainy, but there's definitely some colour in the water. We've had a storm all night. One day isn't going to change the fishing, but hopefully, just hopefully, we get a few fish. As of yesterday, I've still got Chris Ponsford here with me. We'll get him on camera. And together, you never know, we might catch a few fish. But I hope. Morning. As you just seen, I'm fishing Pensioners Point at Uppbeat car park. My aim today is to disperse the myth that you got to walk miles on Chesil. This could backfire on me and I'll be like, walk to the tee. Nah. Chesil's, there is places on Chesil, obviously, where you get a bit of different grind. Like in the summer, you go to Bexton Way and Cogden Way because there's clay and it's shallow for place. Ferry Bridge, it's no secret, you get more bream, it's deeper. The middle grinds, you know, can fish a lot better. But today, hopefully, I will show you that you can fish right in front of the car park at Uppbeat. For people who struggle to walk, or you know, you're not that mobile, please don't stay away from the beach. Hopefully I'll catch a few fish. Today, as I stressed, yesterday was an absolute nightmare, so I didn't even really bother trying. We caught a few fish, we got a few nice photos, we got some shooting stars, we got some night shots, but today is where I'm at. So I've got the big guns out. I got myself some live Devon Pina, beautiful, and I got some fresh blacks from my kit, Chesil Bait and Tackle, beautiful. What I'm going to do, set the rods up, get some baits in the water, do some stuff with Chris, hopefully you make a good session, hopefully we catch a few fish, and hopefully you enjoy the video. My name's Wayne, welcome back to Chesil Beach. It's an absolutely stunning day. We've had a bit of a storm, we got a nice chop. Obviously it's only been one night, so it's not going to colour right up or change things that much, but the direction of the wind has changed, the temperature's changed, everything's changed. Yesterday apparently it fished shite. We were just here for a few hours at night and caught a few whiting, so you never know. Anyway, I'll be back in a bit. What I'm going to do is just put a live peeler on. Obviously I've done all the bit to turn it into a nugget. The legs have fell off and the claws have fell off. I didn't want to do that on camera, so I didn't want loads of Karens messaging me. So, same as everything I do. So I get the peeler, I deleg it, declaw it, take the shell off, and then I cut it virtually in half, just leave it hanging, straighten it out like a sausage, and place it yet again on a bait needle. There's a pattern to my stuff, isn't there? Everything's simple, very much like myself. Plastic sheet. Bang, bang, bang. Right, some nice fine elastic. When I use peeler crab, I like to use fine elastic. Don't use big thick elastic that you use for fish bait. It'll master hook and it's just no good. Same as before. 6 ounce lead, splash down, 120 pound, 200 pound swivel, pulley bead, standard, 90 pound hook length, to a 3/0 circle hook, and a 2/0 Aberdeen. I didn't do that very delicate, did I? Right, as with everything, bait is key. Push the 2/0 in, like that. Right, okay. Hold it with your finger. All right. Presentation is key, I believe. Take your time. The better anglers, a better presentation, seem to catch more fish. Look at that juices running all down my arm, straight down my coat. Lovely job. Right. Bait needle, elastic. Any elastic just hanging around, pop it off. As before, slide the circle hook down. Don't have it too tight because it'll kink the bait. Have a nice little bit of, you know, about an inch. Then just pop it into your crab. Pull it down. Beautiful, alright? As before, perfect hook placement. Anything takes it from the bottom, nailed. What we really want, what we always want, is the circle hook. Smash straight in the kisser. I'm going to get this in the water. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy my presentation. See you in a bit. So now I'm set up, I'm going to put this on the rod and I'm going to cast it in. Alright? The style of cast I'm going to do is kind of a layback cast, and sometimes I video myself doing a pendulum cast. Sorry, I'll just wake up a minute. As I stress from the first day when I started coaching, I only coach what I think I'm really good at, and that comes from years of coaching and seeing other people fall over. Alright, we've all seen it. Someone starts something, they get into coaching. Like I was a professional football coach before this. I only coach what I was good at, and I've done really well at it. And the same with gym, I've done loads in the military. When I coach fishing, I only coach what I know, alright? So I coach off the ground cast, a layback cast, and a over the head style thump for people that are brand new into fishing. It works amazing. I myself, Wayne, have only been pendulum casting for 8 years, alright? And I know it's not perfect, so I, yet again, do not coach pendulum cast. So the people who like to point that out, what are you moaning about? You're moaning about my cast, which I say isn't perfect, but it works really well for me. I'm really happy with it. I don't want to be on a field. I love using a fishing cast, and I catch quite a lot of fish. So thank you very much. I'm going to get this in the water. If my pendulum cast isn't perfect, enjoy yourselves. Welcome along. Don't really have to say anything, do I? Look at it. First cast, Friday morning. Chris has got a rod in the water. I don't really care if we don't catch anything. It's nice to be out. Peeler crab on one, fresh blacks on the other. Unfortunately, it may work in our favour. We've missed high water, and literally we're going to be fishing the ebb most of the day. I believe low water, or well I know, low water is 1 o'clock. So we're going to fish it all the way down, probably about an hour or two up. But just here. It's a new day, and this is Chesil Beach. I'm really pleased you're liking my videos. Yeah, and I hope it inspires you to get out fishing. I've got a couple of videos held back, a couple of sessions, and what my aim is to put some up over Christmas, just while you're at home. You've eaten too much and you fancy watching a fishing video. As you can see, my rods are moving around a bit. What I'm going to have to do is probably put my cups up, put my rods further at the rest. As the water's dropping away, there's a bit of a swell, and I don't want to be dreaded shingled, which you all know about that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the cups at the rod rest, get my rods up higher to keep my line off of the water, and when I come back, hopefully we might have a few fish. Reward. What are you up to, Chris?
I'm just having a rebait. My last baits came in absolutely totally ragged. Crabs, little weighty, I don't know. So I'm going to try a double sand deal and see what happens there. I'm struggling a bit with the bait today. It's going over a bit, but we'll persevere and see what we can catch. But the conditions are lovely. Thoroughly enjoying it, taking some nice photos, which always pleases me. And well, the day's young, so we'll see what it brings.
Would you say presentation is key on a day like today?
Fish is key to a day like today, but presentation's got to help, hasn't it? Yeah, so
Confidence.
yeah, sometimes a little bit more time, you know, preparing the baits is definitely a good policy. And yeah, but it is, you know, we keep stressing. We're here on the beach, and lots of folk are stuck in work, stuck in factories, and we've got the privilege of fishing, so I think that's a pretty big privilege actually.
I totally agree.
Starting to look good, isn't it, boy?
Well, I think it does.
But whether the fish think so is another thing.
Yeah, we're alright. Anyway, I'm going to leave Chris in peace. Look at that. It's absolutely perfect.
The old baiting needle always helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what I always stress as well. I always use a baiting needle. There's so many different tools, and I'm not, you know, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them, but just a straightforward bait needle for me.
Yep.
Simple.
Yep. There we are.
Beautiful, eh?
That'll do the job. Well,
anyway,
time will tell.
let's leave Chris in peace. I've got a slack line and I had a bite all day, no indication, slack line. Chris! Yeah, big slack line. Trying to bring the camera. Could be a good one. Unfortunately, I just lost a nice cod in the surf. Nothing wrong with my rig, nothing wrong with my presentation. On the crab, hooked to pride, still like that, look. Nothing I can do about it. I've done everything right. Go ahead. Never mind. That's fishing for you. Get one back out and I'll come back soon. After losing that cod, obviously I'm a bit gutted. Even though I go fishing quite a lot and obviously I'm coaching, it still really hurts. I was just talking to Chris and he always said, on hard days and you lose that fish, on a good day it's not so bad. But the whiting had turned up, or a whiting, so hopefully something's following them in. It's definitely not time to go on the live bait rigs yet. It's the first whiting of the session. But if he's come on strong, I'll stick the live bait rig out and I'll keep going with the crab on the other. But that's fishing, and hopefully when I come back, I'm gonna have some better news for you. Okay.
Wayne's just had a great big bite, and he's going down. You've got a fish on here, and after losing the last one, obviously his heart's in his mouth, but we don't want to see him lose this one. On a hard day, he's getting down nearer the surf now. Walking down. This is what we do it for. Now it's getting near the tricky bit. Oh, the fish is down near the rollers now. Starting to come through the surf now. Oh, seen it. It's not a cod. I think it's an eel. It's an eel. It's a small conger eel. Not the cod that we were hoping for. And there it comes. Well, it's a fish. Can't win them every time. Look, it's not a bad little strap. Here comes the main man. What do you reckon then, Wayne?
Never mind, it's a fish. I'm happy really. It's just not what I was after.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, let's get this one back in the water.
All right, buddy.
After losing that cod, my heart was in my mouth. I thought I had another one then. Lovely. He's nailed that though. On the peeler crab again. Something's happened. It's going crazy. Anyway, that's fishing. It doesn't matter. Anyway, let's get these back in the water. Hopefully the fish will come on the feed. Hopefully I might get that cod. I'm going to keep trying and I'll be back in a bit. I've got a bite on both rods. I think they're only white in the paper. Let's have a look at it. I've got a bait ready somewhere. Madness. Have I got you? I got your rod.
No, I don't think so.
Mine's gone right down tight. Probably a big whiting again or something.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. Point. That is a nice white. Look at the size of this one. Oh my god. That is a beast of a whiting. That's huge. Anyway, I'll get him unhooked and I'll get back to you in a minute. Look at the size of that one. That's massive. So I got a bit excited then bringing it in. That is a beautiful whiting. What a lovely fish. That's cheered me up no end. I'll get the other one that I catch. There's some whiting. Look at the size difference. I was chuffed with the first one. Hello, whiting. Anyway, another beautiful fish. Thank you, Chesil. Pensioners Point, Abbotsbury Car Park. Fish on. Let's get fishing. I want more whiting now. I'm not worried about the cod. I'll be back in a bit. Thanks everyone. Big love. Anyway, fishing slacked off. We're about an hour into the flood. It's that time when I just chill out a little bit and then I'm going to get fishing. So I thought I'd pop over and see Chris. And as you see, he's using the same rods as me, but a totally different setup with a fixed ball reel down. So what's your thinking, Chris?
Well, my thinking is, and as you know, Wayne, over the years I've cast with a multiplier in tournaments and all that sort of stuff, not big distances, but the way fixed balls have become now, these aren't like the old fixed balls we used to use years ago that weighed a blooming ton and weren't terribly good. They had problems with the bail arms snapping open and things like that, shut rather when mid-cast. Anyway, these modern ones, so I'm using a simple lug rig, the same as you are, on a pulley rig, nothing very radical, 6 ounce lead, shock leader, tapered shock leader, blaze rod, which is what we both use. But I've switched over to these Shimano's, and the reason being is that they've got fantastic line lay on them. They cast like an absolute dream, and it doesn't really matter whether it's blowing a gale or perfect following wind, whatever conditions, you just whack them.
Yeah.
And that's a massive advantage, and as long as you're using an efficient clipped up system, the bait will stay intact, which is great. And since I've been switched back to this system, I'm using my old style pendulum cast, but I'm using this reel in the reel down position that I'd probably fix a multiplier to. But because it doesn't matter what the weather does, I can just whack it. And I've got this excellent line on here that flies out, it's loaded right up to the top of the spool, and it absolutely whizzes out. So what's not to like about that? I was a multiplier snob, right? I think we've got to have one of them because it makes me look good. Load of old rubbish. These modern rods and reels are fantastic, and I would urge most people of average ability and even experts to think about these, because they're brilliant now.
I know, that's what I was saying before in the video, that all the international guys that I fish with, say like Tom Bagnall, people like this, they wouldn't think of using a multiplier. They laugh when I go fishing with them. Down on the south coast, they all use fixed balls for speed, and obviously, as you stated, you just got to whack it.
And the other big plus factor is I've got this loaded with 22 pound Shimano XRs. It's a thin line, but very, very strong. But I use this up the channel. But you fish with me. When we got that channel, you want your leads to be skipping in. You don't want to be hanging about. There's so many snags and reefs and things. So you want them to get them in as fast as you can. And that's what these bad boys do. And with the gears on modern reels, fantastic.
Yeah, as I said, a lot of people ring me up because they see me doing my own style of pendulum. As I always say, I don't instruct it because I don't think it's perfect, but what is perfect, people seem to tell me it's not perfect, but it works for me. So I don't instruct and I don't coach it. But a lot of people go, I want a pendulum, where I say you don't need to these days. A perfect layback cast, a lot of the guys at Country use a layback cast with a fixed ball down. People like Gary Pye and absolutely lever it. And my mate Stu Hurd, we've done a video on Chesil, a little flip back, bang, it's just unbelievable. No messing, lever it.
I used to cast with Rodney Carter in tournaments and fish with him.
Yeah.
Rodney used a back cast, he was a great big man, and he would use a fixed ball reel, and it didn't make any difference to him. He caught plenty of fish. So don't ever get over that snobbery, folks. I've been there myself, got the t-shirt. Modern ones, fantastic.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I had a lesson with Rodney myself because he lived in the southwest by me when I was younger. But what we used to do, rightly or wrong, you'd walk along, see people fishing, you'd see someone with a fixed spool and you think, oh, he must be a beginner. And then you see someone with a multiplier and think, well, they must be an expert. But when you watch sometimes, and even now, I see people come along next to me with multipliers and they're probably hitting it 20, 30 yards, getting in a right mess, and I want to go over and say, here you go, have a go with a fixed spool.
And how many times we have known people who are big casters, right, turn up on the beach with about 6 or 7 multipliers in their box because they know they're going to be blowing them up because they're trying to make them run so fast and go so far. Absolutely, you know. When I cast in tournaments with multipliers, my best ever distance was done with a reel, an average 6.5, that only ran for 6 seconds. Right? And you know, you don't have to have ultra speedy multipliers. Modern multipliers are very, very good, you know, with a magnetic system. You know, they're set up right, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I'm actually really enjoying using this. I'm getting down there and just puffing my chest out, thinking this is all right.
I know, we're going to film your cast again in a minute. And obviously I fished with you last night, and a lot of people struggle at night, you know, with sight and obviously with multipliers. No different with a fixed spool.
And I find I'm not a big fan of night fishing.
Yeah.
So in nights, this makes it just so easy for me.
Yeah.
So I'd say, don't be a snob, give it a go.
Yeah, definitely for fishing. Yeah, the top end guys, the guys who want to try and hit 300 yards, you do what you got to do. But for us normal fishing guys who are happy just to put a bait 120, 130, you know, fish around England, that's all you need. You don't need nothing else.
And also, how many times have we overcast the fish weight?
Definitely, yeah. When I'm out coaching, I take people who are brand new to fishing, they're chucking it 20, 30 yards sometimes, especially when the cod are in. It's nice chocolate water, and then you see people turn up and they hit it past the chocolate water into the clear water, and they've waited a month for that storm. But yeah, definitely on Chesil and a lot of areas. But look, I'm going to leave Chris alone. We're going to film him cast, see if he can put it all into place and catch us a few more fish. Thanks again, Chris. It definitely makes sense to me. So if you're thinking about switching back to fixed pools and you've had a go at multipliers, as Chris is stating, this is how to cast for them. No issue at all. Send it. No bird's nest. No overruns. No overruns for Chris.
No overruns for Chris, and Chris is in the zone now, boy. He puffs his chest out and says, yibbity yibbity, thank you very much.
Yeah. So Lloyd from Bandit Fishing just popped over to see me and Chris, and now he's going to have a little cast on my rod. Lloyd is a really good caster, and he does work for us at Tronics Pro, and he's never had a cast with this rod, so I'm just going to get the other side. Little fluff up. How was that, Lloyd?
Light rods, isn't it?
I know, yeah. Nice. Anyway, well done, mate. What? Sorry about the hat. My missus says I look like an idiot in it, so I'm gonna carry on wearing it. Keeps you warm though. Yeah, had a great afternoon. As you've seen, he caught loads of white in. I've kept him in a bucket. Obviously, I knocked him on the head first, so I'm not that. But yeah, have a look at some of these. Stink, don't they? Stinky, stinky, stinky. Look at them. Whiting on. One of them's massive. That one. But yeah, nice fish. Well played. taking her to my mother-in-law's tonight and she's going to make me a fish pie. Look at them. White and beautiful. They taste better than cod, in my opinion. But yeah, it's been a good day. Great to get Chris on camera. Obviously, he's got a wealth of knowledge. He's been in front of a camera for years. He's brilliant at it, and it's a pleasure to have him with us. What I'm going to do now for the last hour is fish for cod. I've been fishing flat lug baits, full cod-ish, and getting white in, but now I'm just sticking out some big peeler baits. Hopefully I can pick out a codlin. We're going to pack up just before it gets dark. Chris has got to go back to the Midlands. I've got to get home and go to work for 2 days. I've been swanning it around on here. But yeah, all in all, it's been a great session. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you might have learned something. It's not all about distance. Generally, as in distance you walk on Chesil, sometimes it does help, but we've had some nice fish today. It's all about bait presentation, keeping up with it, changing baits. It's not all about distance that way either. We've been mixing it up today. As I always say, I don't cast miles, so there's a lot bigger hitters than me smacking it further. But I'm picking up fish, it's all good, and I've had a great day with Chris. What we'll do in a minute, if we don't get any more fish, which we probably get more fish, is we'll pop over to Chris and have a nice chat to him to sign off. Thanks again for watching, and I may see you again soon. Cheers. So I was just walking over to see Chris. I packed all my rods away. We've had a terrific day, we caught loads of fish. I'm right on cue again. Chris has got himself another whiting. Well done, Chris, you've got amongst them this afternoon.
Yeah, it's been better this afternoon, Wayne. I know you've had the biggest ones and you've done really well. You've had a great day, but yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It's another little whiting. I bet there'll be another one on there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've had a smashing time. Great company as ever.
Yeah.
And to be honest, you know, just being here, catching a few, enjoying the sea is fantastic, isn't it? But yeah, thank you very much, Wayne.
Oh no, thank you.
One back.
No, thank you, Chris, for coming along for a day and then being on the video.
I'll just pop this back.
Okay, mate. As I stated earlier, we're literally at Pensioners Point, which is, oh, it's a secret location. I don't want you to know, yeah? Oh, I think it could be about 50 steps to the car. And there's Abbotsbury car park. So, as I said earlier, don't be off put by coming to Chesil. Obviously in the summer, there'll be a lot more people down here catching mackerel and stuff. But in the winter, if you can't walk that far, obviously this is still quite a steep bank, okay? So if you've got any health concerns, still go careful. But if you've still got mobility and you can still get out on the beach, then don't always think you've got to walk miles on Chesil. It's not always about that. I've had friends at the deep end today who put a good hour walk and we've outfished them. It's not always going to be the same.
Yeah,
and
I think you got another.
You got another one?
Yeah, I think so.
Chris is just winding in.
Yeah,
last rod.
Coming on strong now, Wayne, isn't it?
I know, but we're going to get off. Chris has got a long drive,
yeah,
and we've had a good day. What a beautiful evening. Stormy Chesil. Oh yeah. Here we go. Till the end. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. A Dorset whiting. Well done, Chris.
I think we've had a great day, Wayne. Thank you for inviting us along and giving your wisdom and your expertise. And In fairness, we haven't walked very far, have we? We've
No,
got
no.
mates that walked a lot farther than us,
And we've outfished
and
them.
we've got a lot more.
I know, I've just walked up the bank and showed the car park.
Yeah,
But,
fantastic. Brilliant. I must pop this one back in here. But
anyway, from myself, from Chris, from Dorset, thanks for watching our videos, and we look forward to seeing you soon.